Hey guys, welcome to What's the Flip, blah, 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 blah. Today we're talking about gender expression. Got it? All right. Cut, print, gay. Let's do it.
Do you have a racial preference?
No.
You're the best kind of gay.
It's impulsive as fuck.
I'm glad this isn't a family program.
We're gonna check out some dick pics.
You see the bios, they're like blacks only, Latinos only, Asians only. It's like, why only?
These are fucking fun.
Hi, I'm Arisce Wanzer, and I'm a pair of legs with a head.
It's all about physical attraction.
There is prejudice versus preferences.
Hey guys, it's your cheerleader for the queer agenda, Arisce Wanzer. And today we're talking about gender expression on What the Flip.
My name is Dominic, and I am a gay man. I wouldn't necessarily identify as femme, but I suppose it's synonymous with not straight passing, and that's exactly what I am.
My name is Jace. I identify as a queer trans person of color. My pronouns are he, him, his.
I use Grindr because I'm lonely. No, I'm just kidding. I use Grindr just to like pass the time, just to make connections with people and see where it goes.
I don't usually reach out to people first. I just kind of let people approach me because I kind of like lay all my laundry out there and I'm like, well, if you read all of that and you still want to talk to me, then we're good.
I've received a lot of hate and harassment on the app. Femme shaming, bottom shaming.
Sometimes I'll get people that message me just to say, you know, your journey is beautiful and proud to have you in the community. Or I get unsolicited dick pics, or I get a lot of trash and a lot of hate and a lot of disgusting remarks towards my identity and things like that. So it depends on the day.
Like I had a guy recently just reach out to me randomly and say you're smiling too hard in your picture. Like what does that accomplish even? It's like not even like a compliment. It's like not necessarily like an insult, but it's just like, it's not nice either. So just like refrain from making comments like that. But yeah, it just doesn't feel good.
All right, so today, as we talk about queer identity, we're going to talk about the spectrum that is masculine, feminine, how queer you want to go. All right, so Dominic, what's your experience been on dating apps?
Well, clearly unsuccessful because I'm still on them. I just feel like I'm not really well received by a lot of people because of this kind of gray area that I live in. I'm not too masculine, I'm not too feminine, I'm like interracial, so I feel like a lot of society likes to box you and label you, and you can't do that with me.
What makes you so uncomfortable with being boxed and labeled?
Why would you want to do that?
Oh no, naturally. I don't, yeah, naturally. Honey, I have to ask this. This is for the others that want to be in a box and labeled. I don't know why you want to do that. You're like a Christmas present that no one wants to open.
Stop trying to box me.
So what would you rather have yourself seen as online?
A queer person of color. Like, I feel like just identifying as that, you're not boxed at all. You're kind of in this fluid, gray area, uncharted territory that we're all trying to discover together.
All right, how about you, Jace?
So I first started on dating apps when I came out when I was 23, so 4 years ago.
Okay, so 4 years of dating app experience. How has it
4 years.
changed? How's the climate changed from then to now?
It was horrible back then. It was horrible back then because the majority of men and women had zero idea about us. It was always negative, never had anything positive out of it. And then progressively, when everything happened, and I hate to put out there where I think the shift happened, was when Caitlyn Jenner came out.
That is when the shift happened, and we all hate it. It's just fine. We all hate that that's when the shift happened, but that's
fine.
what was gonna have to happen.
It's fine.
Come on.
When that shifted, when she came out, everything changed. It went from everyone hated us
To
and
you're
didn't
so
want
brave.
us. To you, oh my God, you're so courageous, you have so much courage, this is so great, your journey is so beautiful. But there's still those like assholes, at least twice a day. No exaggeration.
And they approach you, or you approach
They
them?
They approach me.
And what do they say?
Solicit. I've gotten everything from men don't have pussies. You're an abomination.
From a gay?
From a gay man.
Like, honey, you know that they were yelling this at you just a few years ago. Get off that high horse, bitch.
Would you date a trans man?
Well, that leaves me in the air. I'm nothing against it, but it depends. I mean, you know, like, love is love. I mean, it depends. You never know who you might fall in love with. I can't say I'm not going to disagree to that. I'm just
Say you would.
in the air. I'm going to leave it in the air.
On dating apps, who do you prefer dating?
Sexy, tall, and masculine.
So masculine. Why no feminine?
It's not my thing
Why not?
because I'm not into it. I'm not into it because I like men. I like straight men, but they're not usually into me.
So sometimes they are.
So
Sometimes.
you're into straight acting guys.
Straight guys, yes.
All right, guys, do you have your cell phones on you?
No, it's in my purse.
We're gonna take a quick break to get our purses and get these fucking phones. This is the part of the show where we exchange Grindr profiles, dick pics and all.
Hey, look, I just got tapped from somebody that said 100% top for T-boy.
Oh, that's
his
hot.
profile name.
Is he in the building? How many feet is he away?
There I am.
Okay, there you are. Yeah, I was like, come on, guys. All right, so let's look at Dominic's profile with Jace.
Okay. First of all, Dominic is a cutie.
He's so cute.
I hate how perfect your hair is.
It is impossibly perfect.
If you were straight acting, you wouldn't be on here. Amen. Looking for a man that isn't racist or homophobic. Good.
Work. Aren't
Great
we
qualities.
all? Except for, you know.
Reaching for the stars here.
And it says warriors.
What's a warrior?
What's the warrior?
I think it's a basketball team.
You like them?
Yeah, I know, he's a butch queen.
Cis man, he, him, his, single.
I'm so shocked that you like basketball. Like, you can't make me watch a ball sport.
See, I told you, don't put me in a box and full of surprises.
So would you click his profile?
Well, I don't usually send messages, but yes. I probably actually would message him because of his first sentence of saying if you were straight acting, you wouldn't be on here, because that sounds like some shit I would say.
And you have a really friendly photo. I don't know why everyone's
On
afraid
all
to show their
apps.
face when so many people are gay. Let's chill out. So now we're gonna look at Jace's profile with Dominic. And I'm gonna cross my legs this way to show proper addressing.
So we've got an FTM trans guy with a picture. Trans man recovering from top surgery. Love.
Work. Congrats.
Thank you.
I am a man with a pussy.
Oh, says that right away.
It says it right there. Full transparency, dripping in Windex, see right through it. Gender trans man, pronouns he, him, his. Position is listed.
Top. Yes. Would you hit him up?
I'm not a hitter-upper either. People are so against taps, but I love them. I feel like that's like the cyber equivalent of me like standing across the room and being like, you know?
Do you think not tapping people or not hitting people up directly is safer for you, or is it a defense mechanism?
I feel like that's exactly what it is. You're kind of protecting yourself. Instead of like putting yourself out there for somebody to like shoot you down and say something hateful to you, you're kind of just like, hey, I might be interested in you, but you might ignore this too. With the taps, that is. But I've always just found it to be safer to not reach out to people first.
So you do tap or you don't tap?
I do tap, but I
you'll
don't
not
say
reach
hi.
out.
Yeah.
Okay. I think tapping is fine just because
much more passive.
you're gonna forget about them anyway.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
I tap occasionally, especially as a trans person on the app. The amount of hate that is received outweighs the positivity 9 times out of 10, so it is safer from a self-love and self-care standpoint. Just not approach people. Because for me, that's why I put everything on my profile. It's like me laying out my laundry. And like if you go through all of that and you read through all of that and you can flip through my Instagram and you can see my polyamorous partners and you can get with my lifestyle and you still want to message me, great.
But what if it still goes the other way?
If it still goes south, honestly, it depends on my mood. 100%
tell.
depends on my mood.
Let's hear these moods.
Which has a lot to do with HRT, hormone replacement therapy, because
I'm
sometimes...
so glad you said that because I couldn't remember. I'm an old trans person. We forget these things. Go on.
I take testosterone. So like my hormones are all over the place. So sometimes I'm a big green rage monster and sometimes I'm like a horn dog and sometimes, like it just depends.
Let me ask you this. You lay it all on the line. You know, everyone knows everything about you on your profile. They can even go to your Instagram. Do you feel like that targets you for certain people that are just looking to troll?
Yes and no. It's funny that you should ask that because the yes would be the guys that approach me are the ones that fetish us. And they immediately are like, I've always wanted to try an FTM. And
I love when people try me out. I'm like a dish towel. Go on.
those guys I have found don't respond very well when I very respectfully decline, because I do respectfully decline. I'm like, oh, you know, no thank you. They immediately, the response is always, well, why are you being such a girl about it? Or why are you being so why are you being so feminine and all caught up in your feelings? This is Grindr, it's just sex. And
It's
immediately,
not just sex for everyone. Everyone has different preferences, guys. I'm in it for money.
But it immediately turns into this, well, you're out here and you're putting yourself out there, so you should expect that people are going to come after you for this. And it's like, why should me choosing to be visible in who I am warrant that I have to have Teflon skin because you don't feel like being a decent human being?
And do they think that they're winning the date now? Like, oh, you putting me in my place makes me really want you, Daddy. No. No, you're about to get blocked, loser. Go find another one. One who's interested in just sex.
I've even gotten rude responses to my profile pic. So I still had like my tape and everything on, but I felt good in that picture. I got messages from guys that was like, oh, you look like something out of Frankenstein. That's not cool, that's gross. Why would you put all of this out here? Nobody wants to look at that. I was like, then why are you looking at it?
I was gonna say, you can literally swipe the other way.
Scroll on,
Yeah, there's other people to look at. Like, if it bothers you, you don't have to watch. I'm so sick of everything needing to be so censored. See it all. You need to see it all. You need to see trans scars. You need to see trans scars because your mom probably has implants and she's got the same scars right under her titties because I do. Yeah, no, I'm just keeping it real, honey. Because people think it's all so different. It's not different at all. Like, why are we calling the Kardashians beautiful? They're all paid for. We know what they looked like 10 years ago. So if they can be considered beautiful now, you can call me a woman now. You know, like it's all the same surgeries.
Would you date a trans man?
Sure, yeah. I am like totally pansexual. Like if I meet somebody that I'm attracted to, then like, sure.
Yet you've never called me. Would you date a trans man?
Absolutely.
Have you ever dated a trans man?
I have not.
Have you ever hooked up with one?
I have not. I don't really know any.
Why don't you know any? So would you date a trans man?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Top or bottom?
I really don't care. Like, it's just like, it depends on the person.
Oh my God, kids are so open these days. Okay, tell us about yourselves.
I'm Jake. I'm 27, trans-identified gay male.
I'm Jason. I'm 41.
I was like, what?
Wait, I've had a drink, okay? Jason, 41, cisgender gay male.
I've heard some really messed up stuff. Girls aren't allowed, or they want to try me out for their bucket list. I mean, one of the reasons why I loved finding Jason was the first thing he asked me was like, how was my day, right? So, just be open-minded and don't approach it as I want to try you out, and just like treat us like people.
And just be your authentic self. Don't have that be your opening line like, let's fuck, I want to try you. Just be real, like you would with any other person.
Yeah, work it the fuck out. I'm here for this.
I think it makes people uncomfortable to know that there are like other people that are different from them.
We live in a toxic masculinity environment, especially as a trans guy. I'm a threat to their masculinity, and that is the way that they see it.
Why are you a threat?
It's because there's been this one way for the longest time that we have been told men are supposed to be. You don't do that because that doesn't make you a man, and that doesn't make you man enough, and you can't touch that because that's too girly, and all of that feeds into toxic masculinity is what we've been told. So to have someone like me who was born biologically female and then said, no, you know what, this isn't the body for me. Because they're so insecure in their own masculinity and they're struggling, I'm a threat. I'm a threat because
their masculinity won't be enough if yours is?
Yes, because masculinity is measured by the size of your dick.
When that's just not true. I've met some big dick dudes that were just not that masculine. Why do you think your presence on dating apps makes people insecure?
I kind of have to agree with what you said, is because their masculinity feels threatened. My whole life I've been engendered and policed on how to behave a certain way. And I feel like when you're not being man enough, people are more inclined to point that out. I mean, I don't know, I'm not a trans man, but I feel like even if you were like a tomboyish girl, it's a little bit more condonable in society than to be an effeminate boy. Mm-hmm. So it's just
that is a fact. Like
yeah.
Being an ex-effeminate boy growing up, like it's not something that's like encouraged. Whereas girls were allowed to be tomboys. There's a whole name for it. Whereas tomgirl did not exist.
It's not. There's
not
no
a thing.
word.
They're like, no,
yeah.
That's a little boy. It has to be a little boy.
So I think it's just people perpetuating that kind of policing behavior when they tell me the things that they perceive are wrong with me, or the things that make them uncomfortable.
What do they say that makes them uncomfortable?
Just like flat out, like I'm not into femmes. I'm like, well, what do you expect? We're gay men. Just like any other Beyonce-fearing homo on this app. Like
I was gonna say, honey, if you own a Kelly Clarkson album, you're femme too. Okay? You just don't admit it to everyone. That's a literal projection of what they don't like about themselves. And that's what it always is with these mask for mask types. So I hope you all know that when you insult people that you don't fucking know on a dating app that's free. You look crazy. Okay guys, so what do we do about these insecure mask for mask bras? I have an answer, but I want you to answer first, because I will go on for 20 minutes.
So I don't like the idea of giving up on people. Now, if you're just a piece of shit and you're just hateful to be hateful, it's always pretty obvious if you're that type of person. I feel like people can change, guys can change, no matter how deep-rooted their bullshit is.
Their internalized homophobia.
Yes, their eyes can be open. Sometimes it takes a big shift.
Do you feel obligated to help them see the light?
Hell no, not an obligation.
That's a lot of pressure. Yeah, I was like, that's a lot of pressure, honey. I was like, why?
No.
What do you think we could do about these mask for mask bras who don't want to change? Do you care?
On the app, no. But I feel like if it was an in-person interaction, like they would need to be educated. Like I used to work at a store that sold handbags, and like the way that men touch these things, it's like they're toxic. Like, and I don't want a man purse. Okay, well, is there such thing as like a woman's screwdriver? You know, like these things aren't engendered, you know? So just like subtle comments like that, I'm like, okay, well, let's unpack this. Like, why do you feel this way? You know, because the queer experience is so different from anything that these like straight conforming people are exposed to. And so I feel like by just educating them, hopefully change will come in the future, but I'm not too hopeful like on the app.
So what do you guys do to protect yourselves from such toxic masculine energy on these apps?
I like to surround myself with people that validate me positively. Cheerleaders, if you will. That are like, go you, like be yourself, you know?
Okay, so let's say you're having like a bad day on Grindr. You're gonna call your friends.
Sure, screenshot it, send it to them. Let's have a little kiki.
Post it on Instagram.
Yeah.
How about you? What do you do to protect yourself on these apps?
Probably along the same lines. I have a circle of trans friends. The circle of trans friends is specifically for situations like this because they get it. Because they get it tenfold. So like, I can screenshot something, we'll have a good laugh about it. Or
they'll send you something worse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I was being a little bitch. Yeah, they're like, look at this. I'm like, oh, you were gonna get murdered.
What I've found recently is that, especially if I see a surge in like the negative comments, I will delete Grindr for like a week.
Oh, just don't sign on for a week.
Just for a week.
Never delete. I'm not thinking about that shit again. My wants and needs are still the same. So everyone, I've said it once, I'll say it again. My survival tips to protect your energy, to protect yourself, and to keep these toxic people away is the block button. So let's just keep them from seeing us altogether since they don't want to. No, then we'll see where all the bottoms go. Yeah. Good luck, tops.
I also think that seeking masculinity is like an effeminate quality.
Oh, that's a good one.
So like this whole mask for mask thing doesn't really work.
Yeah, seeking masculinity is an effeminate quality. Underline that.
God, there is so much truth to that
There was a lot of truth. I was like,
Lots
oh,
of
you
truth.
right? I was like, that was the
just-
final thought, bitch. All right, guys, that was What the Flip. Thank you so much. This is Arisce Wanzer, your favorite host with the most. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And comment nicely, or I'll come after you. It's nice to end on a threat.